Talk to motors, run trails or mountain bikes. They will tell you that hiking is the least expensive subject in outdoor adventure sports. It is too slow and nourishing, without effort. However, some of the most dangerous adventures in the world sometimes include simple actions such as placing one foot in front of the other. Risks, wildlife, raiders, heat, just a few of these variables appear suddenly while climbing mountains can also cause many pitiful deaths. Although many people complete their routes without being scratched, just a few small scratches are dangerous enough and cause them to be injured or even killed.
1. Machu Picchu, Peru. The Inca Trail to Machu Picchu may be difficult for you, and each year suffers from several casualties. But the real danger only begins when you follow the trail through the mysterious old cities and to Huayna Picchu, also known as the Road of Death. The old Inca stairs were carved out of granite and climbed about 1,000 feet. But the path was rotten, filled with crushed stones, slippery stones and dangerous corners. Many people solve this problem with simple things. We are talking about flip-flops and not carrying water. Clouds and fog make the journey more difficult, and in some sections, climbers must cling to old steel cables. Going up is easy, but going down makes visitors nervous because the slopes are steep. However, the scenery from Huayna Picchu on a beautiful sunny day overlooking Machu Picchu below is great, and you will find it worth the effort you have climbed up here.
2. Utah Labyrinth. The most remote area of Canyonlands National Park each year has about 2,000 visitors, not only because this is a place worth visiting. The red stone labyrinth called the maze is a difficult place to conquer, almost impossible to move and full of dead ends. Not only that, the danger is always lurking here as the landslides or flash floods deadly. The extreme danger of this place, what the rangers insist on visitors should read carefully the detailed instructions and keep in touch, has kept the number of casualties falling to zero, despite the number of suicides doubled in the summer of 2013. However, casualties and accidents in the places left in Canyonlands often occur, which shows how deadly the maze labyrinth will be if someone comes here.
3. Mount Huashan, China. Pilgrims have climbed temples over 5 towers in Huashan Mountain for centuries. Almost all of these climbings are very dangerous, because the stairs are almost erect and have little grip. However, the road to Nam Mountain is another story. Known as the most dangerous climber on the planet, this path consists of many wooden planks that are screwed to the side of the craggy mountain. The trekker needs to cling to an iron chain parallel to the boards suspended thousands of feet above the ground. Even getting to the boardwalk was difficult, and had to climb a vertical steel staircase. At one point, the planks would be completely lost and the climbers had to walk on the grassy land growing on the rocks. There are no official statistics on mortality, but according to rumors, about 100 people die each year at Huashan Mountain. Multiplying this number by the number of centuries that have passed will be a huge number that can turn this place into the most dangerous place in the world. 4. Kokoda Railway, Papua New Guinea. Kokoda Railway has witnessed many pitiful deaths. In 1942, this was the time of intense fighting between Japan and Australia. The roads were almost inactive until the last decade, when adventurous climbers discovered a 60-mile difficult road connecting Port Moresby suburb and Kokoda village. In 2009, 13 people were killed in a plane crash on the way to this railway section, and 4 more climbers died there. They were faced with malaria, the extreme heat of the day and the cold at night and the cold drains. This road is dangerous with muddy water that can be slipped or twisted with fish eyes, slippery roots and some places that have become waterfalls. As you can anticipate, death and harsh conditions here will start to prevent footsteps. Since 2009 robbing many of the ill-fated people, the Australian and Papua New Guinea governments have spent millions of dollars to buy more advanced equipment to improve the railway infrastructure. You will still see the hazards listed above, but the wild road has changed a lot.
5. Cascade Saddle, New Zealand. If you want to see all the scenes in the Lord of the Rings movie, you have to go to the Aspiring Mountain National Park in the southern island of New Zealand. But you may want to skip the route to Cascade Saddle, a 2-day trip 11 miles through oak and alpine forests. Although there are many opinions that at least 12 people were killed here in the past, mainly because of falls when going down through those wet and slippery platforms. A German trekker slipped and lost in July 2013, causing local investigators to ask officials to either close this road or repair it to make it safer.
6. Hawaii. Kailua Trail along the Na Pali coast is a place worth exploring in Hawaii with many attractive features, isolated forests, steep volcanic slopes, and a pristine unexploited beach. But a 22-mile walk through a place as beautiful as this paradise can become sour quickly. The 3 main junction roads can be muddy quickly when it rains, and rock falls, especially around waterfalls, are always a concern. 3/4 of the distance is the mountain cliffs protruding. Overcoming those passages can be immeasurably dangerous, especially in the rain. This trail has claimed many lives and caused countless accidents, but the narrow road is not the biggest deadly threat. More than 100 people have ended their lives swimming in beaches away from the trail, and temporary communities on the beaches are often rude, even brutal. 2 years ago, a drug addict threw a Japanese tourist out of a cliff, began a barbaric hunter that lasted 4 months.
7. Caminito del Rey, Spain. In El Cor Gorge in the province of Malaga, Spain, Caminito del Rey, King's Road, is suspended over a cliff with a height of 100 feet above the ground. This 2-mile concrete and steel road was built more than 100 years ago to serve workers at a local hydropower plant, but over time, it became a destination for enchanted people. Danger, especially when there are parts of the roads that gradually collapse. The road was officially closed, but the climbers still chose this place to play the adventurous show Fear Factor, which required overcoming 10-foot wear. Even if the state remodeled the damaged road sections, Caminito is still on the list of the most dizzying trails in the world.
8. Pinatubo Mountain, Philippines. People from all over the world come to the Philippines to climb Pinatubo Mountain by the Crater Lake. But after 400 years of inactivity, the volcano suddenly erupted in 1991, killing the lives of 800 people. In 1992, another eruption occurred and caused 72 people to become victims of this volcano. The volcanic eruption of Pinatubo is the second largest of the century, emitting at least 15 million tons of sulfur dioxide gas, thus reducing global temperatures, depleting ozone and carrying volcanic mud, fragments, volcanic crumbs, falling like rain. If you ignore the fact that this volcano may suddenly erupt, the trip will be relatively easy and only take between 50 minutes and 2 hours to complete. If you take a bath at the Crater Lake, be careful when swimming in the middle of the lake because there are strong currents.
9. Rover's Run Trail, Alaska. Rover's Run, a dreamless bear in Anchorage's 200-year-old park far north, doesn't have any steepness, cliffs or harsh weather. Instead, this is a favorite place for brown bears, because it is the breeding ground for salmon in the summer. Many people have caught bears here, many of them have been pounced on by them. Therefore the city and park representatives are considering turning the trail to the creek this year. Bear signs of danger appear in many places, and park authorities have also blocked the trail when bears-related incidents increase. But bears are not the only dangerous animals here. Retired species famous for fighting against intruders are also found popular here. 10. Pacaya, Guatemala. Active volcanoes are often not ideal tourist destinations, but Mount Pacaya in Guatemala, located near the capital of the country, is completely different. Pacaya volcano began operating again in 1965. Since then, eruptions have killed many people. An eruption in 2010 claimed 3 lives, and a 3-year eruption caused the lava to cover one side of the mountain. The surrounding villages are evacuated. However, this volcano once again erupted ash and heat in March this year. Climbing a volcano even if it doesn't erupt is extremely dangerous. But the climbers have conquered this steep mountain peak and are only left by its heat and shaking. The National Park Authority was closed by this 8,000-foot mountain after deadly accidents, but not many fierce climbers still managed to sneak into this volcano through neighboring fields.